Hello folks, just want to bring you in on a few things that I'm doing. I like for you to feel that these video clips are not something that I'm putting on for you especially, but something that's just ongoing and what I'm doing, and I want to share with you the things that I struggle with, and as well as the things that I like doing. Some things I'm better at than others. We all have our struggles, don't we? People have been asking me about the results of those, and they have come out quite nicely. The crisscross decoration there that you saw me do just recently in one of my recent clips, and this is what they've come out like. I'm quite happy with them. I don't know. I find them a very satisfying. It's a satisfying shape, and I find and I like the contrast of the white trailed raku glaze, which is done, of course, upside down like that. You saw me do it with a slip trailer. I like the contrast with the black, sort of carbonized clay body. They all come out slightly differently. But I would say it's a fairly forgiving decoration, and look, some of these have got like a copper swirl in the bottom. I've got into the habit of doing that. No, that one doesn't have, not all of them. But yeah, this one came out, which was quite nice. It was like a blue. Persian blue. That was quite pleasing. Maybe a little bit underfired actually on the inside. The glaze is just a touch matte. But that's that. What else? I've gone through with you some of these already. Oh yeah, I think that little number came out. Which he's quite handsome, isn't he? You reckon? Again, that's the old trailed technique. Simple to do, but quite effective. So do have a go at that. What have I got going on in making at the moment? I've just got actually some through here. I've got some. I wanted to make some raku table lamps, and I've got these here under wraps, so I'm just going to take them off. They've just been simply thrown. They are, as you can see, the shapes there, basically bottle shapes. Some similar to others, some more round. So many shapes that one can do. It's like musical notes. There's so many varieties, aren't there? What I've actually got to do is I've got to just put a hole in the bottom for the flex, the famous flex. We had a bit of feedback, didn't we, on the assembly of that last lamp I assembled. So what I'm going to do is just set the camera up there. I hope it's not going to fall over. These have got to be thumbed off like that. Now I've got to think to myself where this flex is going to, and I can't remember on this one, but I'm going to stick a hole in there. Oh yeah. What you can do is with one of these are useful tools. They come in different sizes. I've got a bigger one somewhere, but that of course is much too big. So I'm going to make a little entry with that. Then you can take one of your pottery knives and just put that in, and because it's slightly tapered, the blade of the knife, if you twirl it like that, you'll get a hole. You don't want it too big, but just comfortable. This is a little deburring tool which you can just give it a bit of a break the corner there, because being an electrical flex, where the flex comes out there, you don't want a sharp kind of corner there. So break the corner with a 45 countersink tool. I'm actually just finishing these off on the foot with a blade of a knife like that, because as you can appreciate, to put this on a wheel head to try to trim it off is just, it's not impossible, but it's just going to be perhaps asking for trouble. So again, sticking that in there and sticking that blade in, giving it a few turns, and then with the old countersink there, like that. Now what I should be doing while I'm at it is getting my seal, putting a seal on, and then this is all that's going to be done with these. I'm just going to let these dry out, and you see the undercut there that I put on with my, when I threw these with the throwing stick, making that nice undercut. That really leaves me very little in the way of finishing off. I'm just giving it there with the blade of the knife, and then again just punching a hole in there with the hole borer, and then again in with the blade of the knife, a few turns. Like that. Countersink him and seal him. There we go. So you can use a pottery knife like this. You can get quite handy with it. These are small little lamp bases, but that's okay. I thought, you know, in all my pottery making, I've never actually made a lamp base until these ones I've just been doing here with you guys. These are the first ones I've ever done. So be gentle with me. Something to bear in mind, I don't know if you noticed, I was just sort of cleaning off here a bit. If you put your pots down on an unclean board, they pick up scabby bits of clay, and that's not good. So you do use clean ware boards. That's actually quite important. Yeah. Giving that a turn around like that. It's nice to finish off the bottoms of your pots. And the hole. And with the blade. Countersink. And seal. There we are. Maybe you don't have a seal for your work. It's not so difficult to make one. Dee, dee, dee. So let's clean that off, countersink. seal, and one more. Yeah, I'm sorry I didn't make a clip actually of me throwing these. That might have been interesting. Well, it's just throwing a bottle. You've seen me do that lots of times. But bottle shapes lend themselves very nicely to for lamp bases, don't they? This one is a little bit drier, so I'm getting a bit of resistance here trying to put this in. But we're through. We are through. Well, thanks for all your feedback, folks, all your comments. We've had a bit of some comments toing and froing, and that's just recently. Try to be nice to each other and not hurl abuse. No. Bit hard, so a little bit difficult to seal, but I've managed to seal him okay. So there they are. Those now can be left to go hard, and they will be bisque fired. And these will be with the wire cord coming out through the bottom, much better than coming out through the side at the top. So, what should I say? Keep practicing, be illuminated. See you soon. Bye bye.